A new zoonotic virus, mainly detected in shrews, has infected 35 people in China. Cleaning up begins after deadly flooding causes chaos in South Korea's capital, Seoul. And we talked to ST's chief photojournalist about his stunning photo taken on National Day. You're watching The Big Story with me, Haryanto Diman. Subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you will not miss an episode. A new virus that can be transmitted from animals to humans has been detected, and that's according to a study in the New England Journal of Medicine. Known as the Langya Henipavirus or LayV, the virus has been identified in 35 people in China's Shandong and Henan provinces through an early detection system for feverish people with a recent history of exposure to animals. The virus has also been identified in 71 out of 262 shrews that were tested, suggesting that shrews might be a natural reservoir of the virus, while 2 viruses from the same family have been previously identified to cause severe and fatal illnesses. Experts are saying that the cases identified so far have not been fatal or serious, with most developing clinical symptoms including fever, cough, nausea, headaches and vomiting. Contact tracing on a group of patients revealed no close contact transmission, but the status of human-to-human transmission could not be determined due to the small sample size. Joining me now is Zhu Feng, a research fellow from the Emerging Infectious Diseases Programme at Duke-NUS Medical School. Tell us more about this new zoonotic virus which you discovered. How exactly does it spread from animals to humans?
The short answer is we don't know yet. This study is based on a hospital-based surveillance study on several patients who had a recent history of animal exposure in Shandong and Henan province, China, between 2018 and 2021. The new Henipavirus was discovered through metagenomic analysis and subsequent isolated from a patient. The prevalence of the Henipavirus were analyzed in several patients, domestic and small wild animals, by molecular and serological investigations, but we don't know exactly how the transmission happens from animals to humans.
Zhu Feng, as you study this new virus, what are the new things that you are watching out for? And is there any possibility of human-to-human transmission?
First of all, I want to emphasize all the cases we found so far are between 2018 and 2021. The cases have not been fatal or very severe, so there's no need for panic, as it is not an ongoing outbreak. And also, we are watching out for whether very closely related viruses found in small wild animals, including shrews and rodents, may also transmit to human, because we know many viruses that exist in nature may have unpredictable results when they jump from animals to humans. So in this case, continuous surveillance is needed to watch for any possible human-to-human transmission. The study was carried out between 2018 and 2021, so great efforts have been made already. On the other hand, international collaborations are also very important, as together we are making more deeply investigations of this virus among collaborators not only in China and Singapore here, but also in Australia and the United States.
Zhu Feng, thank you for the insights. Zhu Feng, a research fellow from the Emerging Infectious Diseases Programme at Duke-NUS Medical School. At least 9 people have died after South Korea was hit by the worst storms in over a century. In the capital, Seoul, heavy flooding this week has left a trail of destruction, leaving parts of the city without power, hundreds losing their homes, and businesses counting the cost of damages. This morning, President Yoon Suk-yeol apologized to the nation for what he called inconveniences caused by the weather. More rain as well as thunder and lightning is forecast for much of the country over the next few days. China's military says it has successfully completed various tasks around Taiwan after about a week of drills. The PLA's Eastern Theatre Command said on Weibo that its troops will keep a close eye on changes in the situation in the Taiwan Strait, regularly conduct patrols and continue to carry out military training so as to be combat ready. The Singaporean who is on trial in the UK for smothering his wife has changed his plea to guilty from not guilty. This comes after his team further consulted with expert witnesses and reviewed the evidence. Fong Soong Hert, who now faces life imprisonment, will appear in court for sentencing on Friday, where the minimum term he has to spend in prison will be determined. As the excitement and buzz of the National Day Parade settle down, some parts of Singapore's 57th birthday celebration continue to be the talk of the town. Like the incident during the Red Lions segment, all eyes were on 3rd Warrant Officer Jeffrey Heng as he took a hard landing and was stretchered off. Singaporeans were quick to post videos and photos of the incident on social media, with many wishing him a speedy recovery. The Red Lions segment has always been a perennial favorite, one of the highlights of NDP. Photographers readying their cameras to capture the parachutists in action. And that's how this picture by the Straits Times' chief photojournalist Kevin Lim was taken, which has received many positive comments from readers. And Kevin joins me now to share more. How did you manage to get a spectacular shot like that? I'm sure it took a lot of precision and accuracy, capturing it at just the right time.
Yeah, thanks, Haryanto. I mean, Red Lions being a main highlight every year at the NDP, it's always a challenge to get images that are not quite run-of-the-mill. So we do it sometimes through juxtaposition or creative play on slow shutter speeds. I mean, the clear sky played its part, revealing the moon. The Red Lions played their part too, and my part was to be alert to the moment with the right camera settings when and if it happens. It was a big if, because it was 50-50. They could land from my right, which set Fullerton Hotel and the CBD, or the left, which had Marina Bay Sands and a moon that gave many room for imagination. So the stars were aligned when the 10 Red Lions were descending from my left. So the first two jumpers gave me a glimpse of the image that I could make. The juxtaposition was less than ideal, and some were visually not close enough to the moon. Then came second Warrant Shirley Ng, as announced by the MC, and there the wind played its part. I could see the wind dragging her closer and closer to the moon as I captured every frame of her descent on the moon. And finally, the moon was aligned, and that was how I captured the picture.
Wow, Kevin, it must have been really exhilarating to be able to get that shot. Now, Kevin, this year's NDP celebration was a return to relative normalcy as it was the first full parade since the pandemic. How did it feel covering the parade with the Marina Bay floating platform filled with audience once again?
I mean, even though I was walking from the rooftop and looking mostly at the back of everyone's head, I could feel the spectators' readiness to participate in this year's full-scale event. I mean, most had their umbrellas up in the hot sun, but many were basking in the atmosphere. So when the show hosts engaged them in pre-show activities, you could hear them cheer along and participate as one. It almost felt cathartic. It's like a release from 2 years of pandemic. So it also gave me the impetus to create memories of this year's show, as it could be the last NDP held at the float. Because at the Padang, we might not be able to capture men from the Navy in their element, for example. And will the taller buildings in the CBD also provide interesting juxtaposition? Or will they obstruct too much of the sky? But I guess these variables, they make our job interesting and challenging.
Kevin, thank you so much for the sharing. Kevin Lim there, Chief Photojournalist for the Straits Times. Those are our top stories today. Visit straitstimes.com for more news and our YouTube channel for more videos. Subscribe by hitting the red button below. I'm Haryanto Diman. Join us tomorrow for more stories on The Big Story.